there are many contributing factors to somebody being confident. There are so many contributing factors that build up to confidence. But I don't put it down to one specific thing. But I tell you what I do put it down to. I think a large chunk, a large factor, a huge contributing factor, in my opinion, is somebody's beliefs. So pretty much all your beliefs are just a bunch of repeated thoughts with enough emotional conviction or enough emotional charge that moment or those moments change their life dramatically. Like, I'll give you an example. So there are so many good things that can happen. So let's say, for example, I remember when I was, I don't know, like in my early 20s, I came across this girl who I thought was amazingly hot. And I decided to take a chance and ask this girl out. And sure enough, I remember getting off the phone. I still remember it to this very day. I was using the landline, right? Which is the home phone, because I didn't have a mobile those days. Didn't have a mobile phone those days. So anyway, so I finished talking to this girl and I asked her out, and she accepted. She said yes. So I remember putting the phone down, and that was, one of the happiest moments of my life. And it's one of the happiest moments of my life because it was so early on in my time, especially dating wise. But I remember moments like that. I remember really good moments like that. And the truth of the matter is that most of us remember really good moments like that. And I think that moments like that, things like that happen in your life, they lead you to remember. They lead you to remember those moments, whether those moments are good, whether those moments are bad, you're still going to remember them. So that was a really good moment for me. So slowly that boosted my confidence. You know what I mean? Like, that gave me the courage to ask the next girl out, and so on. It is a major boost to your confidence. Just the same as something bad happening. Like if you have a really bad day, you have bullies or somebody mistreating you at work or mistreating you at school, and that affects you in a really bad way, and you're all torn up, and you go home, and you're emotionally scarred from something like that. So you take that with you for the rest of your life. So that's what I'm talking about, like when it comes to certain beliefs. So somebody that's really confident, somebody that's extremely confident, will walk around and be able to handle most situations that life throws at them, because they've had a lot of good moments. They've had a lot of good moments with a lot of emotional charge and emotional conviction. But yeah, so I really think that those moments really help to build up your beliefs, right? And obviously the more positive episodes that you've had in your life, the more confidence you're going to have, the better you're going to feel about yourself. Just as I described before, with my episode, with me asking this girl out and she said yes, that was an amazing moment, and I felt, like I was on cloud 9. I felt like, I was on top of the world. I felt amazing. I felt like I could do anything at that stage. That was a massive hurdle, right, for me to get over. So anyway, yeah, that's what I believe helps to build your confidence when you have things like that. So when it comes to beliefs, there are things that we believe to be true, or we believe to be truths. Things like things that your parents may have said to you. You know, some people grow up with parents that are not so nice, or have people in their lives that are not so nice, whether it's bullies at school or uncles and aunties that, you know, they may secretly say things like, oh, you'll never amount to anything, you know, you'll never make anything of yourself, this, that. You'll be surprised how many people actually have that said to them one way or another. So, you know, I think that beliefs, you know, stem from that, especially if you've had somebody say something really negative like that to you at a young age. So the more people that you have saying that to you, the more that is slowly sinking into your subconscious mind as your truth. You start believing this. You start believing that you are not worthy of good things in life. You're not worthy of anything positive in life. You feel worthless. So that's one major contributing factor. But I think, you know, obviously there are other contributing factors. So if you're looking for more confidence, I think that stems from self-trust. I think that you can gain confidence from self-trust. And how do you gain self-trust? I think you gain self-trust by doing the things that you're supposed to be doing the things that you know that you're supposed to be doing, and not doing the things that you know that you're not supposed to be doing. So I think when you get to that level, when you can gain self-trust, then you are likely to have really positive instincts. You're going to have really good positive instincts to be able to trust yourself. And when you have positive instincts, you'll be able to make decisions based on those positive instincts. You will be able to have good ideas based on those positive instincts. And the better those ideas are, the better you're going to feel about yourself, about your ideas, because then you start trusting yourself. So I really think that is also another main factor that a lot of people don't take into consideration. I've experienced that on a regular basis. Like, you know, right now, I know that, you know, something that I'm not supposed to be doing is on Friday night, I have this habit of, you know, having maybe one too many drinks because I get excited that the weekend's here. I get a little carried away, so I've had to set limits, because I know that this is wrong for me to do, to have too many drinks. And I'll end up doing the same thing on the Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, but I don't want to do it anymore, because I know that it's wrong to go past a certain limit. So I've decided to set myself limits. I've decided to set myself a limit because I want to have more self-trust. I want to trust my instincts when they come my way. So that's why I've decided to do that. And the way that I see it, the way that I see life as an experiment, right? Because you're going to have a lot of good things happen to you, and you're going to have a lot of bad things happen to you. Most of us have, right? I think it's important to have bad things happen to you, because those bad things are what's going to help build your resilience. So when something bad happens to you, it can make or break you. It's all about what you do. It's all about how you handle that moment. You could break down and you could end up falling into a path of drugs and alcohol, or you could just give up on life and just quit your job and just say enough is enough. I can't deal with this anymore, because you've been bullied at work, or you've been bullied at school, or your wife left you, or your husband left you. These are pretty heavy things. These are very traumatic things that can happen. I get that, I understand that, but everyone's had bad things happen to them. Everyone's fallen down, to some degree. But like I said before, it all comes down to what you do after you've fallen down. Like, if you think about it in a literal term, right? When you're going for a run, you fall down. What do? You hurt yourself really badly. Do you just stay down and just give up and say, nah, that's it, I'm not getting up ever again, because if I get up and I keep going, I'm likely to fall down, I'm going to hurt myself again, so I'm just going to stay down? You don't do that, do you? So what sense does it make for you to be able to do it, in a psychological sense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for you to do it emotionally, right? Mentally. If you don't do it physically, why do it emotionally and mentally? It doesn't make sense. So, look, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but I am 48 years old, and I've had lots of bad things happen to me, much like yourself and most other people. But I've learned to be resilient. And, look at life in the face, stare life in the face and just say, is that all you got? I've learned to deal with bad situations because I've dealt with bad situations in the past when I was much younger. So I've learned what to do and what not to do. Somehow, some way, I was able to just push those bad moments, those traumatic moments behind me, and just keep moving forward. See, I'm one of the lucky ones that I was able to do that with very little help. I think my parents helped me to build my self-esteem, which probably helped me to handle those traumatic moments. But yeah, I guess I count myself lucky. I say that I count myself lucky because I have been able to handle those situations without breaking down, without wanting to give up on life. I really sincerely wish that other people could do the same, and that's why I want to do videos like this, because I really want to be able to help people to believe that anybody can fall down and get back up again, and just grab life by the nuts, grab life by the balls, and just move on. Because the fact of the matter is, yes, lots of bad things happen to many people, to most people. Everyone's got a story, but yeah, it comes down to what you do with it. What do you do with that story? So that's my take on things. That's my take on confidence. I really truly think that confidence stems from having a combination of good and bad things happen to you and knowing what to do with them, and also the beliefs that have been put inside your head from school, from your friends, from your teachers, from your parents, and so on. Things that you've learned along the way, things that you've been lucky to learn along the way about what to do and what not to do, to be able to have helped you in your life. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that helps you somewhat, because like I said before, that is the main reason for me doing this video. So take care of yourself. Till next time.